All right. Another month and another time we're welcoming you guys here. That's amazing indeed. I'm very happy about that. Those who are watching us from LinkedIn, don't hesitate to drop some welcoming messages. Let's greet each other shortly. Let people some time to gather and we can start it. My God, I was talking to myself for a while already. I think that we can get started. Those who want to join us will join us on the way. And indeed, we're happy to welcome those who are already watching us on this another webinar today. Yeah, Maria, join me in welcoming people here.
Hi everyone, it's a pleasure to be back again. uh, but today we are thrilled to spend this time with you, diving into a topic that I know is essential for many of you, and it is how to succeed in building meaningful connections and delivering exceptional results with Proxify. And as you probably know, we like to have special guests on this webinar, but this time is very special. It will be like double trouble. My doppelganger, the other Maria, the main one. Uh, she is our engagement project coordinator who will share her unique expertise on this topic. So, Maria, the floor is yours.
Nice. Thank you so much for welcoming me. Thank you so much for having, and thank you guys for joining our webinar. I'm new here, so excited to be here and to share my knowledge, my experience with you. So just a quick self-presentation of myself. I am, as Maria already mentioned, I'm engagement project coordinator. And just in short, because the title may sound a bit confusing for some. So just in short, I'm here to kind of unite fun and usefulness probably for our developers, for all our members. Yeah, and this webinar we will be talking about how we're doing this, how we're connecting with our network, considering that we are such a huge network these days. So yeah, happy to be sharing those secrets with you guys.
Amazing. Maria, wonderful to have you today. I will probably be in double trouble. Yeah, Maria, as you were saying before, because I have two Marias over here. I have to manage both. I feel kind of lonely today, but that's okay. Great. Let's then continue the round of self presentations. I'm sure there are a lot of people today who are watching us not for the first time, but for those who are the new joiners. My name is Catherine. I am happy to be sourcing leader here at Proxify. And actually, what my team is doing is being on the hunt for the most talented developers out there, for the brightest talents, and actually reaching out to you guys to suggest any exciting opportunities that we're constantly having here in Proxify. And yeah, happy to enrich the diverse network of Proxify with all the talents out there. And here I'm having Maria with me, who is probably the best talent hunter I know by far. Maria, welcome.
Thank you. You are the best lead, so it's your fault. As Catherine just introduced our team, I'm super glad to be part of the sourcing team. I am the one who reach out to you on LinkedIn and offer you some very important and beautiful opportunities. So please answer me if I talk to you. But anyways, Catherine, do you want to explain a little bit how the things are gonna work now?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. So the explanation will be pretty straightforward. So we will basically kick in and dive now into the topic. Before we go ahead, guys, as usual, if you're having any comments, questions, anything that you want to ask us, please drop it in the chat in the comments, and we will gladly comment back or answer if it is a question. I do believe that we have a bit of a room today, so we may even answer you on the way. So please do use the comment section actively, and like that, we can basically keep line with you and stay in touch for anything that is coming up on your side. And as usual, of course, we're having the 5 to 7, let's say, minute question and answer session at the end of this streaming. So if you're having anything in mind, again, don't hesitate to drop it in the chat after the session, and we'll be happy to provide you with more information about it. And I
Nice.
think without, yeah, any further ado, let's start.
Let's get to the business. I would like to start asking Maria, how did Proxify January begins and what contributed to the growth that we are experiencing right now?
Yeah, we started long time ago. Not too long though, so we're still not a super big company, but we're getting there at some point. I think we started from like a couple of developers working for one client, and it was so successful that when I joined after a couple of years. After the Proxify was founded, I think we were like around 35 people internally, and externally we were around 200. And that's just insane how big we are today, because external we expanded around like 20 times more than it was before. That's a huge number considering that we're like how much, like 5-6 year old company. So yeah, it's crazy growth. And meanwhile within this period we managed to not only expand our network so much, but we also opened our doors to the talents from the whole Americas. And I think this was kind of a challenging period, because a big part of IT specialists in this region was pretty skeptical about the IT work, about the remote work, about this remote setups, how it is like to be in working in a company which is located so far away from them. And yeah, it was tricky, but we are so happy that we managed to do that we're contributing to the popularization of the remote environment there. And basically what we do is we allow great minds to find the right opportunities, the opportunities that they deserve. And that's just, yeah, amazing to realize and amazing to observe that we are succeeding in this. And we don't want to say just the words. We also want to prove it by some rewards that we received for the last years specifically. So we have been receiving an award from Deloitte for being ranked among Sweden's fastest growing technology companies. So last year we were among 50 fastest growing companies in Sweden. And I think that's insane because Sweden is a very tech-oriented country. We have a lot of successful companies. So that's quite huge. And it's been 2 years in a row that we've been ranked in their lists for the fast-growing companies. And in addition to this, in 2024, we were even listed by the Financial Times as one of the Europe's fastest growing companies as well. So another big milestone in our history, in our Proxify history. Yeah, exciting start, I think.
Indeed, exciting start indeed. And yeah, I believe, first of all, it's very worthwhile mentioning that here. And like Financial Times, Deloitte, that was a huge breakthrough for us. So amazing to speak about this here today. At the end of the year, by the way, so it's kind of a milestone, 2 milestones that we have actually accomplished.
Indeed.
Yeah, and remembering how it all started, now being here is indeed crazy. Girls, as we said, we have a room for the questions on the way, and I do see 2 of them coming up. So let's try to keep it up. So one of them is quite exciting, actually. What is the ratio of UX developers you are having? Now, Martina, it will be very hard to tell you in like specific ratio. I'm not sure what exactly you were meaning there, but if you're wondering about how many designers, let's say, we're having in the network, I believe it would be safe to say we're having 70 people at least. And I do think I am just keeping this number down, not to be too ambitious about the number I'm giving you out here today. But the truth is, we are always on the hunt of amazing designers. So if you didn't yet, please don't hesitate to apply, and we will gladly consider your application, because it's true that developers who are actually working with UX, UI, with all that is design part, is something that we always seek. So that's a very nice question, and thank you for asking this. Another one, Maria, I believe that you would like to comment on this. So can people from Latin America apply for our jobs?
Yes, of course. And my answer is a very big yes. Of course, they can. They are, we, as a Latin American person as well, are very welcome in Proxify. We are expanding, as Maria told before, we are expanding our market in Latin America. So we are open to receive your CV and analyze, and then go to the process together. So if you feel free to apply yourself in our website. It would be great to have you.
Exactly. We're very excited now to have more and more applicants, members from Latin America. So yeah, please do not hesitate, and you will be always welcome. And so last but not least in this break of questions for now, so if we have any project manager / delivery manager job opportunities, Andre, this is a great question. Now, to give you the realistic picture, we normally do not have such opportunities just yet, but we may in the future. So please stay tuned, follow our postings, and you may be the first one to actually get to know about that. Now, we may have some internal openings for such positions, but again, not just yet. So yeah, please let's stay in touch. That's wonderful to hear from you, and we will indeed keep you in mind when something comes up. So thank you so much for the question. Right. Guys, I suggest us to move forward, and as promised on the Q&A at the end of the session, we will spend some time on the questions that are arriving. And for now, so Maria, to kind of carry on with our topics.
Mhm.
So we have spoken about our big expansion, greatest growth, all that. Indeed, is super exciting. But behind all that, of course, there is a question that a lot of people may be wondering about. What helped us actually grow that much?
Yeah, I think many things, a lot of things and secrets that we have here in Proxify, which we can't really open up to everyone. But there is one special thing about Proxify that I think is super worth mentioning. We have a very high level of personal approach, and I think that helped us a lot in many aspects, including success with the expansion. So a while ago, actually, that's how I started here in Proxify. We had this role which was called community manager, and we were taking care of all the aspects of our kind of community, of our network. So we started from personal onboarding for each and everyone joining our network. We guided them through the whole Proxify journey. We've been there for every single question for them. And of course, with the expansion, we understood that we need more people to be personal enough to cover the needs of every member that needs our attention, that need our help or assistance to succeed. So within this time, since the last when was it? I think since a couple of years ago, our community management department, which was just 3 people, it eventually has grown into 2 different departments, uh, allowing us to give a even more personal approach, a proper attention to every single one. So thus, we have now developer support team and developer success team, which take care of basically different parts of the member journey in Proxify. So now it allows us to have even more attention to everyone, more assistance, and it allows us to give more possibilities to grow for our members. And if you joined our LinkedIn events before, then you might already know that we even have a dedicated team of career coaches that help our members identify their weak points, fight those weak points, and also guide them on their career path in general to understand what's wrong, what's right, where they should put their focus, where they should put less or more. So yeah, we have a very very big dedicated team who are aimed at driving members for success. So I think this whole thing coming from this personal value, from the value which is called personalization, that's a very big part of our success.
That's what I love about Proxify, the personal touch that we
And
give in every detail. It's very important, and how things improved along the years. It's really nice. But changing topics, Maria, I know for sure that Proxify has hosted a mix of online and offline events. Could you tell us a little bit about these events?
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted, sorry, I forgot to mention, I think something quite important to mention, since our network is quite big. And it's not only the number, it's not only big, it's also like insanely diverse. And I believe that this diversity of the network is also our wealth, which also helps us grow and also contributes to our success, to our growth. So it helps us learn so much about different cultures, about both similarities, differences, and it's exciting to observe that no matter what, no matter those differences, we actually do have a chance to unite. And here I'm talking not about the external team, it also comes about our internal team, because Proxify is very remote friendly. It's a remote first company. So we are all, even us three, like on this webinar, we are located in different parts of the world, very far from each other. Yet we are happy to be here. We understand each other very well, and partially because we had so much experience working with so many different people from different parts of the world. And to dive even deeper, I think this diversity, it helps us look at topics, at different problems from so many angles, and I'm pretty sure that it all helped us in Proxify in setting the right values, the right priorities, and thus to make the right decisions on how Proxify should operate. So I think that that's also a part of this, success, uh, also for expansion and also for keeping this huge network of over 4,000 developers. And yeah, to keep, as I started already talking about that it's hard but possible to keep this network of so many people. We indeed have a lot of events happening in Proxify. So since we are a big company all over the world, we have mainly a lot of online events, and it helps us with many things. So basically, there were a few reasons to start doing those online events. One of those reasons was to make sure our members understand what they need to do, how they need to move forward, so what they need to do on their step. And in addition to this, another goal was to make sure that the information that the crucial information, some updates about the platform, about how Proxify is going, to make sure that this information reaches all our members, all our network. And thus we realized that we need to unite this information in some way, to not only send it in our email sendouts, because those get lost so easily, but we also decided that we need to combine, all those informations, all our ideas into the webinars and invite our whole network to it. So I think it was quite a great idea that we started doing this. We have been launching, if I'm not mistaken, it's already like more than 30 online events that we managed to launch for our network. And we started doing this roughly 2 years ago. So within the span of 2 years, we already did so many events. I probably would want to start from our Proxify Talks, which is a monthly event specifically for our network, which unites information about all the crucial information about the Proxify, about how the month has been going. So we think that transparency is very crucial for the healthy environment in the network. So we also try to involve some numbers there to make sure that our members know how it's going in the company in general. We were always open about which we had kind of some weeks dedicated to this or that technology where we devoted more time, like for instance to PHP. So we allowed our members to to be, let's say, to show their expertise in PHP. So yeah, speaking of Proxify Talks more, it was not only about information, it was also about fun. As I mentioned at the beginning, I'm here to unite fun and to be useful. So these Proxify Talks, apart from being informative and insightful, they were also super fun. We included a lot of quizzes. It was about celebrations, about prizes and everything. It was also about inviting different guests, including our internal team members, because we work on a remote basis and we barely see each other. So I love this event because it always allows us to show you guys that we do exist. We as Proxify are real people here. Here is our like CEO. We did have our CEO as a guest of one of Proxify talks, so everyone had a chance to kind of speak to him, to ask him some questions, because as usual we had a Q&A session in the end where everyone is like an open mic and no one is limited and everyone can drop their questions. So yeah, and speaking about celebrations as well, we we are super proud of our network. We know that we're collecting the best of the best, and we try to keep an eye on the personal achievements of our network. And it already gave us some fruits. For instance, we found out about one member that wrote a book and launched his book, and we thought it's such a great chance for us to celebrate it with him, to also to brag a bit about how talented our network is. So we ended up creating a separate webinar. It was a book about machine learning, so we created a separate webinar about machine learning for those people who are not working specifically in this environment, but who are developers. So it was a really, really cool webinar that allowed our members to kind of start thinking what machine learning is really about. And I think it was a really big success. We had this webinar for like 3 times, I think, or so, to allow everyone to join who could not join this or that date. Yeah, so I think it was a super cool thing of us to do. And it's not a single example of this kind of events. We have more, but to know more, you guys need to join our network, and you will know so much more. You will benefit so much more from from us than just being somewhere outside and observing us from LinkedIn or Instagram or whatever platform you prefer. And I'm just speaking about the events. I realized how much we did, and I'm just trying to restrict myself in speaking not too much and not to take too much time about this. Yeah, what do you girls think? Should I add a bit more about the online events, or should we
I
get?
think that we are having also much to say about the
Yeah.
offline events, right? Because we are present not only in the online platforms, right, but also
Mm-hmm.
kind of somewhere out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very true. Yeah, the offline events, honestly, I think it was probably one of the hardest part of my job, but most exciting, because this is completely different. Especially, we are working with this remote environment and it's spreading more and more, and we tend to have less and less possibilities, or even sometimes desire to socialize live. So we are not as used to it as we did before. And as you can imagine, with a network of 4,000 members, it gets even harder how to unite those people from different parts of the world. So to start, to make it possible, actually, we decided that we need to choose some specific locations where we had the biggest concentration of our members, where we had the most of them. And for each of the events, we ended up connecting around 30 members. And I think, honestly, this is amazing, considering that we are all adults and we're so super busy with our daily routines, with our families and everything else. So honestly, I should say that even connecting those 30 people was quite a win for us. And even seeing those 30 people who never knew each other before connecting to each other, and even exchanging their contacts, it was so heart warming for us. So this, speaking of the events, the offline events being an exciting part of the job, that's one of the confirmations, let's say, for it. And yeah, it was honestly quite scary because in the offline events, you always think that there is no space for mistakes because you can't really fix that live. But I realized with my experience of leading a few of them that it's not about being flawless, but rather about fixing those flaws in the most fun way possible. And I think we can even say this about life in general. It's like we can't be flawless. We can just fix it in the right way and in a fun way to to keep us smiling daily. So yeah, despite all the challenges, despite all the expansion, we made it happen, and we created 3 offline events, and as I mentioned, over 30 online events, and definitely more and more to come. Yeah, and I think Maria, you can go on about this, but we even sometimes invite our trusted members to join us on the events. uh, and there was something exciting in Brazil going on, right?
Yeah, it was. I was there in 2023. I had the chance to represent Proxify at the DevOps Day, Rio de Janeiro, in a very Brazilian accent. Not real, but Rio. Rio de Janeiro. An event that brings together DevOps professional to share knowledge and explore new ideas. Proxify was a proud sponsor, and we're showing our support for the DevOps community and our focus on helping members to grow. And during this event, we connect with the experts, we join important conversations, and we shared how we work to support collaboration and growth in the tech world. It was a great opportunity to show Proxify roles in promoting strong and effective DevOps practice. And as you can see here, in the pictures and in the video that I bought. It was me, Victory, our tech lead, Marcela, and we invited as well one of our developers who was there as well. It was pretty nice. It was a great experience. We are also there to present Proxify to the Latin American market. So it was a great experience. And Catherine, if you could just play uh, the video, and you will see how the Brazilian vibe was all over there. We are mingled together, and as you can see, I was not able to. Marcelo as well. We are talking all the time and presenting with so much passion. Proxify to the world was really nice. I was super glad to be there, and I cannot wait for the next one.
Looks exciting. So many people, though. I'm a bit jealous with my, limit of 30 people, around 30 people on my event.
400. I felt like, oh my gosh, 400 people.
Yeah, that's exciting. And speaking of the video, I think we also have a video to show. We have something exciting story for you to show, a small part of the event that we had. Is it playing for you guys? Because for me, it's not really playing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, let me present once again, probably, just in case. Yeah, it might have looked a bit random with all the happening stuff on our event, but it was so fun. And a cool thing, it was not only fun, but it was super insightful for us to hear a lot of feedback from our network. We had a few kind of moments where we asked for some kind of brainstorming, for for questions, for reviews that they have on Proxify and their experience. So it was super exciting and super insightful for both sides, both for our developers and for us. And of course, we couldn't help but leave some presents for those who joined us, who for those who devoted their time for us. Um, yeah, so that was super super exciting.
Amazing. Girls, thank you so much for sharing those videos. It's so heartwarming because it's true that we're so far away and there is so least of touch, let's say, between us. So nice to see these gatherings. That's amazing. And yeah, like the vibe of the both videos, I'm so jealous. I have never been to either one of those, but it's I think it's on my journey further on Proxify. But amazing to see that. Great. And so now a lot of fun in Proxify. That's already clear, but now on a bit more serious tone. So, of course, alongside with all this fun and joy, we're also working hard over here, all of us, the developers in the network, us in the internal team, to do our best and try to deliver the best actually to each other, to our members of the network. So now, Maria, something that I would like to probably jump back a bit to.
Mhm.
So we said a few minutes before that we had this split of one department, right, that we were having at the beginning. I remember this one, by the way. But now, so it has become two different integral parts of Proxify. Let's maybe speak about how both of those work and what's the difference between them, right?
Yeah, that's a really, really good point because I mentioned it was about supporting two different paths in Proxify of the member. So now I think it makes sense to go a bit deeper into this. So we have those two teams. One is the support team. They are basically now those two different teams, they are just focusing on different parts of the journey so that they could give a proper quality approach and help to the members. So now every single one in the support team is an expert in the questions that are related to the developers still on their way to find their perfect engagement with us. So it always includes any kind of pieces of advice on how the member should proceed. So, for instance, if the member has been in a network for a few days or a few weeks and they are a bit lost on what they have to do next, they can already go to their developer support manager and ask for the advice on how they could proceed further on if there is anything to improve in their profile or in their approach. So our developer support there is always there to give the right piece of advice, to review if every single case specifically with this or that member. We are always open for the video calls. So if we see that the member needs more deeper help, we will go on a video call with them and we will review their case specifically. We will check their stack, their profile that is created for the presentations to the client. So we make sure that everything is set, that everything is ready for his professional journey with Proxify, and we give any kind of advice if we think it is needed. It could also be about career coaching, since as I also mentioned already, we have career coaches who are always here as well to help them if there is a need for that. So another thing, big part of the support team is the profile creation and updating of those profiles. So these profiles are very important because this is how the member is further on presented either to the client manager, who is a part of Proxify, or to the client. So those are the things that we take a lot of time to create, to make sure that we highlight the right achievements of the member, the right skills, to make sure that we have included everything that the client might need for their project. They also, from time to time, can help with the staffing requests. So, yeah, as I already mentioned, they are focusing on the members who don't have the engagement yet with us. So they are supporting on this question. And of course, with the network of 4,000 people, it is unfortunately the case that some members may become unavailable for this or that reason at some point. So support team is here to make sure that they are still interested in our opportunities, and yeah, if we have something to offer, we will also make sure to reactivate those members. And the developer success team, on the other hand, takes care of our members who have already succeeded to get an engagement. So there are a lot of processes after the start of the engagement. It's mostly with the client, it's mostly something in the client's team, but still our developer success team is here to help our members make sure that they are on the right way, that they have right communication with the client managers and with the clients. We have this routine of having the time reports to for transparency reasons, since, as I mentioned at the start, that we are very we think that transparency is quite crucial in the to make sure that the environment is healthy. So we keep this transparency with the clients as well. So our developer success team helps our members with the time reports, with the monthly time reports. So that they are on, the developer and the clients are on in line on what's happening on the project. Same for the check-ins. It has the same purpose. Of course, we do have a lot of performance and rate reviews within the time the developer is on the engagement. This is very important to again to celebrate the achievements, to appreciate the achievements of the developer, and to make sure that everything goes smoothly on the project. If not, we always try to detect it on time. And if all is good, we always are happy to appreciate it and to celebrate it further on. And the last but not least is success team. Developer success team is about coaching, about training, and upskilling. So at times we may receive some requests from the client, for instance, that they want to expand even more, and they want our developer to take care of additional things. So again, our success team is here to make sure literally that developer is guide, also that our member is guided for success, and we do everything possible from our side to guide our members further on, and to make sure that we meet the client's needs. So that's the short or not very short explanation on how our initial community management team evolved into two different teams.
But that's actually pretty nice to hear, because we get to know that our developers will be forever assisted with those two great teams, and I feel super glad to be a part of this. But anyways, changing subject, and don't want to give any spoiler alerts, but one thing that I'm crazy about it's our merch initiative. So Maria, please
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about our merch initiative.
definitely worth mentioning. And we just know how much the IT world is in love with the merge. So we just couldn't help but get involved into this. So it took us a lot of time to brainstorm a lot on what it should be like. And we after even we launched our first merch pack, we even changed the providers, we changed the content. So we never stopped evolving. We always asked for the feedback. We always try to understand what our members might need, what makes them happy. And receiving the feedback, it turned out to be even better than we expected, because so many of those were so happy about what they got. So they made us a lot of cozy pictures of them showing appreciation for our merch. So on the pictures you can already see that our merch was a bit different from time to time. There is one toy which is unfortunately not a part of our merch. But yeah, we're always on a lookout for some options for the merch packages. And one exciting thing about merge is that it wasn't just about having fun, but we also tried to make some impact on this world. So we combined both things. We created an initiative which allowed members to contribute to charities. So basically, each member who sent us the feedback, like we had a feedback survey, so each response on this survey was counted as €1 donation to one of the charities that we offered them. And it helps, obviously it helped us to get more feedback, to understand what are the needs of our members in this term, and to also be helpful to this world, and to try to do our part in making this world a bit better. So yeah, it's exciting, and we hope to make our merch pack even better and better with the time.
Amazing. I love this story with the donations. I knew that we were doing that, and it's
Same.
amazing. Yeah, it's so wonderful. Something hearty and useful in the meantime. So that's amazing. Looking forward to the back actually of those welcoming packages in the new version, let's say. Uh,
Okay.
Great. All right. So it's been actually quite a long time that we've been talking here about this.
Yeah.
But just probably to kind of finalize the session in a nice way, we've been talking a lot about different things today: events, online, offline, webinars, career coaching, and so on and so forth. Maria, let's maybe try to draw a line here. So, what actually makes being a part of Proxify Network special for developers? Let's
Yeah.
give some.
Um, yeah,
Uh,
just to sum it up, everything we've been talking for like 50 minutes already. To sum it up, this is super fun to be a part of Proxify network for a number of reasons, which include the events, the panel talks with the invited speakers, with the invited guests. I actually think I forgot to mention that we had a few webinars with the invited speakers from Microsoft. We had some cybersecurity specialists. So I think it's super fun for the IT world to have those webinars. Another part of the fun is personal approach. It is fun. If you ask me, it's not only being useful, but also quite fun and cool. It's also about career coaching, about help from the internal team. I think we do so much for our members to succeed that I can't really miss this point about career coaching and success and support team. Of course, worth mentioning the webinars created by our developers. The cooperating with us and creating something exciting and new. Um, together, and we as Proxify are happy to give a chance for our members to try themselves in something new, because not every developer had the chance to create a webinar. But we are happy to be offering the support of to support of the start of this journey, and to, of course, support all the way on the webinar creation. It was fun. It was super cool. It's a great experience. Of course, merch is a huge part of Proxify fun. Everyone normally loved it from my experience, from the feedback. And another very, very, very cool thing that we have in Proxify that I haven't had a chance to mention yet is that we provide GitHub Copilot access to those who work with our clients, which helps us give a better productivity, to be more efficient. And we're happy again to help you even here when you are a part of our network. So in short, those are the main points why you definitely should apply to Proxify.
Amazing. Maria, thank you so much for the summary. I think that we couldn't sum it up better. That sounds amazing. All right, guys. So on this positive note, I think that we can smoothly wrap it up. Thank you so much for being with us today. If you have any questions, of course, don't hesitate still to drop it here in the chat or to reach out to any one of us, and we'll be happy to guide you further. So we're always here to support you with anything that is coming up. And for now, we're saying goodbye, and thank you so much for your attention for today. Also worth mentioning that we will not be seeing each other next month as we usually do. Well, it's going to be Christmas time, so I think that it's a nice moment to cut ourselves a little slack. But we will definitely be back in January. Exciting. New year, new Proxify LinkedIn Live. So I hope to see you all in 2 months from now. Gosh, quite a time lapse. So I'm wishing you all happy Christmas still, happy New Year, and I'll see you next year. Girls, amazing to have you today. Thank you so much for your time. That was brilliant.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining, and stay in touch. Join our LinkedIn webinars further on. It's gonna be more and more fun.
Thank you, guys. It was amazing, like always. Have a excellent New Year's and Merry Christmas.
Ciao. See you guys.
Oh, guys. Bye bye.